Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma here. Yes, it's another movie review for this weekend. So yesterday we had Trap, and now we have Alien Romulus. So yes, in the new Alien film. It is an hour and 59 minutes long. It is by Fede Alvarez, whose mainly work includes a few movies. It's like Don't Breathe 2, The Girl in the Spider's Web, and Evil Dead. So horror is kind of his main forte. I won't go into the cast yet, but anybody who does or doesn't know, hasn't seen the trailer, this is a Alien movie set between the movies of Alien and Aliens. I think it's closer to Aliens. So you have basically the alien that was shot out the airlock in one is basically found by this space station called it's Romulus and Remus at two parts. That's where we obviously get the name Alien Romulus. And they find the zombie. Obviously stuff goes wrong. It's left to float in orbit. Then it takes you to this new planet where basically people seem to be enslaved. You have to work so many hours before you can be released, and it seems that they keep putting back these bunch of kids who want to get off the planet, who want to get to a new planet where they need cryogenic sleep because it is too far. They come across this space station, realise that they have a day and a half before it crashes into the rings of the planet, and their plan is to go up to the space station, get the cryo tanks, so they can all go and cryo sleep and go to this new planet and have a new lovely life. And as the trailer would kind of predict, things don't necessarily go to plan. There is, as far as I'm aware, nothing after the credits or in between the credits. The film ends and that is it. So no foreshadowing, say, for the future. Obviously, because this is kind of set within the realms of these. And I thought it was all right. I will go into more like, I'm not the biggest Alien fan. It has been a long time since I've seen these movies, and I've only ever watched them a few times. So, and I mean, in the part, I probably watched like one, maybe I've watched each movie, say twice, maybe three times within like 20, 25 years. So I just want to put that out there. So bigger fans, they may notice a lot more and appreciate a lot more and stuff, but there is where I am. So we'll put the spoiler warning up first of all, and we shall get into it. So yes, so the cast mainly consists of 6 characters. There is an additional one that I'll mention in a little bit, but obviously that's a spoiler warning I didn't want to do. So first we had Carly Spaney. She is Rain, the main kind of character of this movie. She has her brother, played by David Johnson, is Andy. He's a cybernetic, or you know, the ones where they bleed yellow, white liquid. Her parents are both dead. Her dad found a robot Andy, and they're kind of like brother and sister. That's how they see themselves. And then they have kind of this group that they meet up with. So what we assume is Rain's previous boyfriend is Tyler, Archie Renault. Then you have Kay, his sister, played by Isabella Marcel, obviously former from the live action Dora Explorer one, just for a bit of useless information there. Then we have Tyler's cousin Bjorn, played by Spike Farove, if I pronounce that, and then Aileen Wu as Navarro, kind of the pilot of their ship. So as I say, it sets up, basically you have Rain and her brother. They basically go to get their papers, they've worked their hours, they want to leave the planet. This is when the planet or the government basically say that, look, we ain't got enough workers, so we've doubled your payload until you get there. Basically showing that the system's corrupt. It's a mining planet, and obviously it shows that people die because obviously there's the fumes and everything else, and it's just not a nice way to live. They want to get off the planet. This is when Tyler contacts them and say, you know, me and my cousin have found something, and this is where they were in space and they got a beacon and they found that there is some sort of ship deserted in space. Looking at the blueprints, or some blueprints that they've managed to download, they see that it's got cryogenic tanks, so that's where we're going. So that's where they head off. Foreshadowing before this, obviously, you've seen the alien meteorite get picked up by the space station a little while ago. You don't kind of see the time frame of this, but that's the very first thing that you see, but then it more focuses on Rain. So obviously they fly up to the space station, it's depowered, and then you have Bjorn and Tyler, they go into the ship. The reason why they want Rain to come along is because Andy, he's a robot, and he has some access to the systems. That's what they needed. They believe they'd be in and out within half an hour. When they go into this thing, that's when they realise how big a space station it actually is, and that's where you see Romulus and Remus. And then when it's a bit strange while they're there, but they're like, right, fine. They find the Crytex, but they've only got 3 years of sleep, and they need like 5-6 years to be able to make it, so they need more of the kind of fuel. So this is where they see that there is a cryogenic source a little while away, and this is where they all start then going after the two lads with Andy. The two lads find a room, open it up. This is where you find that they've been experimenting, or not experimenting. This is where they're holding kind of the face huggers. As they kind of get locked in and start reboot the system, this means they start defrosting, and this is the scenes that you see where there's water and things. The girls then kind of come to the rescue to get the boys out, managing to slave off the face huggers. As they all get out, unfortunately, one facehugger flies through and manages to attach itself to Navarro, the pilot of it. And it is in this process that they see a down android that they try to Andy tries to reactivate to help him out. And this is where you realise this robot is played by, or the face of, Ian Holmes, formerly of Bilbo Baggins, as people mainly would know him, but he is also in the first Alien movie as a character called Ash. He obviously is now playing a character called Rook, who is a kind of synth, I think they're called, and he basically explains that, they're taking this alien, they're trying to do this stuff, the facehugger's on your friend, it's gonna unfortunately do what it's going to do. They manage to get the facehugger off, but then they don't know if it's implanted or not. The robot's like it's a 40-60 chance that she survives. But also in this, they put a disc within Andy that they found in a robot, and this upgrades Andy. He starts to become a bit more hardcore as it is, but he's very much working for the company now, which is why him and Rook kind of have this kind of relationship of they're working together now. And obviously Rook has told him something, and there's something within the ship that he really needs to get to. So this is where Navarro kind of runs off. She has Kay with her. They get onto the ship. She kind of goes to fly off, then because she's panicked and this alien's grabbed to her face. And then obviously we have the chest bust. You've seen the thing where she starts to scan. So it starts doing there, the ship kind of floats around, crashes into the space station, and manages to land in the docking. A little bit unbelievable, but anyway, this is where you see kind of the very quick birth, and obviously AJ's kind of reviews. So the half-life of this alien is very, very quick. It bursts out Navarro, goes into a hatch. Bjorn is also with them, so Bjorn and Kay are then trying to get off. Bjorn tries to kind of kill the alien pod and ends up killing himself. So Kay is left there. You have Tyler, Rain, and Andy on the other side of the ship, with Rook kind of being the trying to help him, but maybe he's got his own objectives. Obviously, then they start dying. They start. Rain gets Kay then gets taken. Kay is still in that airlock. The others meet up with them for a set of events that they've managed to get to. But Andy won't open the door because that's what the alien is there that has come out of their friend Navarro, and that's what she's planned. She gets taken. They then have to find another way around the ship, and as they find another way ship, this is where they hear Kay's voice. They all go to rescue Kay, and this is where Tyler then gets killed. Because Kay was quite injured before being taken by the alien. She has not been infected as far as we are aware. But then this is also where you come across that this space station was experimenting with it, and Rook tells you that he has managed to extract some DNA from these creatures, and basically if they were to inject it in the girl, she would be all right. But then you start to see foreshadowing of stuff on things that it may mutate you. Rain goes, I don't feel comfortable with Liv. She leaves Kay kind of with the ship, and then it's her and Andy trying to get back. And this is where you start seeing more aliens are actually in the ship, and more face huggers and all this stuff. And there's a zero gravity blood spiral thing that they have to go through. Anyway, Kay injects herself, gets into the cryogenic pod. They kind of all look like they're going to get away, but unfortunately, it's too late. The injection that Kay does infects her, and she's pregnant. We find out very early on in the film, and she then produces this mutant hybrid alien thing, kind of human, kind of alien. Then you kind of have Rain and her facing off with Andy's help. And then obviously Rain manages to save the day, kind of mention it, and then she gets in the cryogenic, and then they kind of fly off, and that's where the film is left. So what did I think of this movie? I say it's all right. I'm going to rate this, I'll say 5.8 out of 10. I say I'm not the biggest Alien fan. I do appreciate it. The director, Fede Avera, has done a brilliant job of making this look and feel like it was an Alien movie. I never realised till afterwards that it was set between those events. I knew they got an alien from space, but I didn't know that's where it was. You have a very small cast. You have like 6 people, so there isn't, one's an android and one survives. So you only really see 4 deaths. Bjorn's is a little bit silly. He is a little bit of an idiot anyway. I get it that they've aged the kids down and stuff, or they've had young kids because they want to maybe appeal to a different set of audiences and stuff like this. But for me, it kind of, because there isn't much killing and it's more of this kind of story, it seems a bit haphazard. This kind of DNA thing that then the company's trying to salvage, like you're this robot, really intelligent robot, but then it mutates you afterwards, so it would so it kind of would go against, I think, the robots, in my opinion, and stuff like this. And the human thing hybrid was, if anybody learned from 4, they obviously didn't in this one. I was like, whoever writ that in it. I mean, to me, I like Alien, and I really like Aliens. I mean, Aliens is probably my best. Having the complex and having loads of aliens and then fighting and stuff like this was really, really good. I really wish this, maybe there was, you could have a group of 10 people. Maybe there was some people on the space station that were still survived, who managed to quarantine themselves, and all these had to then work together, having the ship Navarro detach it, and then it magically damaging the ship and then flying in the other airlock was a bit like, I don't feel it would, it happen. It's too far out there. Then obviously it's through most of the film, you have this one alien who's spawned out Navarro and chasing them, and then at the end there's a load of other ones that were already there that you never really saw. The facehuggers that are out, we assume, are from the lab that was opened very early on in the movie, and there's just a few little bits that just didn't work for me. I mean, I say my understanding of if I probably watched Alien, watch this and then watch Aliens, maybe I might have enjoyed it a bit more and feel it's a bit better. For me, I felt it was lacking place. Overall, David Johnson, who plays Andy, he was by far my favourite bit of this movie. His character portrayal of this poor weak thing, then he gets this upgrade and he's like really kind of hardcore. What I thought hit was great. I thought the kind of relationship he had with Rain, and then kind of his military kind of, or company overriding, and how he was very cunning, not opening the door and something. It makes sense because that is how the robots wanted to be. He kind of fights some aliens a little bit later. He has a gun and he kind of shoots them, and I was like, that's really good. I really wish, like, part of me had kind of wished that they, even, or whoever was on board, maybe there were a load of synthos or these humans, and they got guns and they were the ones that protecting them, and that way you could have them all being sliced apart and then shooting aliens, a big shootout. I thought that would have been really, really cool. But yeah, that has been my review for Alien Romulus. Have you seen this movie? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and I shall see you in the next one.